What's up everyone and welcome to the Tucson Family Food Project. I'm your host, Mr. Steve. This week I'm checking off a recipe that I have wanted to teach you how to make since this program first started. And the reasons are because it features my personal favorite vegetable, carrots. Carrots are exceptionally good for you because they're packed with nutrients like fiber, potassium, and the antioxidant beta-carotene. Carrots can also help you with weight management, they can help you lower cholesterol, they promote eye health, and they even help boost your immune system. And one of my personal favorite things about them is they're kind of sweet. So we're gonna use that sweetness today to make a sweet dish. A sweet dish with vegetables? Yeah, bro. Today we're making carrot cake. So without any further ado, let's get cooking. In your meal kit this week, you have 1.5 cups of brown sugar. This is a baking mix with 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. This is 250 grams of shredded carrots, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of whole milk, 4 eggs, 3/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 180 grams of softened cream cheese, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and this is just some more extra virgin olive oil so we can grease our pan. And to make this week's recipe, you'll need a large bowl, 2 medium bowls, a fork, a spoon, and a knife, and a 9-inch round baking sheet that's provided for you with a circular piece of parchment paper. So we're gonna start this week's recipe by preheating our oven to 350 degrees, and now we're gonna prep our baking pan. So all we're gonna do in this piece of parchment paper is gonna help this cake not stick in here, as well as this extra virgin olive oil. So what I'm gonna do is pour a little bit of this in the pan, reserving some, and I'm just gonna use my fingers to spread this all around the pan. So I'm getting a nice even coating of this olive oil all the way up on the sides here, and that's gonna help prevent this from sticking. All right, now I'm gonna put in my piece of parchment paper, and I'm just gonna push the edges down so it kind of like fits in there as best as it can. I'm gonna pour even a little more extra virgin olive oil on there. I'm gonna put this on the parchment paper. Making sure we get all of that. And now this is prepped and ready for us to make our batter. So our first step in making this cake is gonna be combining together the carrots, the brown sugar, our flour mix, and our cinnamon, and we're just gonna use a spoon to mix this together. If you see any big chunks of brown sugar like this, you can just break them up with your hands or use the back of your spoon, like that one right there, to just crush them up to make sure that this is all uniform, that there's no big clumps of sugar or anything like that in here. And we're gonna give this another mix once we put our wet ingredients in, so if we missed anything, we'll have another chance to get them when we mix it again. All right, now we're ready to do our wet ingredients. Now for our wet ingredients, we're just gonna add all of these to a medium bowl. Our milk, our 3/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and our 4 eggs. And then I'm gonna use a fork to whisk this all together. And I'm just going to use my fork and whisk this all up until it's fully incorporated. And I'll show you what that looks like. Until your mixture looks like that. Now we're ready to combine this with our dry ingredients. Now for this step, we want to do this slowly. So I'm going to pour in probably about a half of our wet ingredients in here. I'm going to use my spoon to mix this up. And the reason we want to go slowly is because we really want to make sure that all of the flour gets absorbed by the liquid. We don't want any big dry clumps of flour or anything like that here in this cake. So you can see how quickly that flour drinks up that moisture. It's perfect. All right, now I'm going to add in the rest of my wet ingredients. And then we're gonna mix this up slowly, like I said, making sure that all of that flour gets absorbed here and we don't see any more dry flour. Now this batter is thick, so you're gonna have to use some strength to mix this up. One of the things when you make a carrot cake, almost every recipe calls for some type of electric mixer, whether it be like a handheld mixer or a big standing mixer. This recipe that we're doing does not require a mixer intentionally, because I don't know who all has a mixer or what, so I wanted to do something that is accessible for everyone, but because of that it does take a little bit more time and effort to mix all of this together. But I promise you it is gonna be worth it. Okay, so this looks really good. You can see there's no more dry flour in there. We're all fully mixed. Now we are ready to put this into our baking pan. So very carefully, I am just gonna start slowly spooning this batter into our pan. All right, we're gonna kind of even this out here a little bit, covering up any of those little gaps. And it's okay, that parchment paper, when we pull this out, we're gonna be able to just pull it right off of the cake. So don't worry about that too much. It's just gonna help us not get this cake stuck inside the pan. Awesome. Now this is a big cake. You can tell that it's heavy. I'm gonna be careful how I hold it because it's taking up like all of this. I don't wanna spill it as I go put it in the oven. But this is now ready to go into an oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes, depending how long it needs. And we're gonna test this by putting a fork in the middle after an hour, and if that fork comes out clean, we will know it's done. Okay, so my carrot cake has been going for 1 hour, and this is what it looks like. Something I forgot to mention is you're gonna need something to handle a hot pan, so make sure you have oven mitts or a nice big dish towel. And as you can see, this kind of turned out like a gigantic cupcake almost because of the shape of it. But you know, like I always say, we work with what we have here at the Tucson Family Food Project. And this is, you know, a carrot cake, but is kind of like a carrot cupcake, a gigantic carrot cupcake. But it will work and it will still be delicious. So now I'm just gonna take a knife and insert this into the middle here. Yeah, that is perfect. You can see how there's just like a very little crumbs on here, nothing too crazy. It's not sticky or too dry. So this is right where I want it. Now I'm gonna let this cool for about an hour. I know this is a lot of waiting for this recipe, but I promise you it's worth it. And one of the big reasons we need this to cool is because when we put the frosting on, if it's still hot, it's gonna melt the frosting. So we want this to cool down. You could do that by leaving this out right here on the counter for 30 to 60 minutes, or you can do what I'm gonna do and pop this in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and that will help speed it up. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, and while we're doing that, I am going to take my cream cheese, take the lid off of it, and then while my cake is cooling, I'm gonna leave this cream cheese sitting out for about 30 to 60 minutes because we want this to be nice and soft, because we're gonna put powdered sugar in here and mix it up, and we need the cream cheese to be soft enough to be able to do that. So we're gonna leave this out, cool this cake, then we're gonna frost it and eat. Here we go. Okay, so my cake is still cooling in the fridge. It's probably got about like 10-15 minutes left, but my cream cheese is now soft enough for me to make the frosting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So this could not be easier. All I'm gonna do is put my cream cheese in a big bowl. Make sure we get all of that. Then we're just gonna put our powdered sugar in here. And this is literally everything you need to make this frosting. And then with a fork, a spoon, a knife, whatever you have, we're just gonna mix this up. So I like using the back of my fork to push it down, and then I kind of like swipe it along to make sure it gets all of this that's caked up against the bowl. But really, it is very simple. Let's give it a little taste, make sure. That is so good. All right, now our frosting's done. Now we just need to frost our cake. All right, now here is my nice, cool to the touch carrot cake, ready for frosting. So I'm just gonna use a butter knife. Get a nice big dollop of this, and then just gently, I'm gonna pull it all the way around the cake and try to make a nice even layer. So we are definitely gonna use all of this frosting, so don't be shy. Put some big globs of it. You know, I'm gonna actually get a spoon so I can scrape this out and not let any go to waste. Be right back. Okay, so I got a spoon so I can get every last bit of this out of here. Sweet. Okay, now we are gonna frost this. So I just like putting these big chunks up here because you can just spread it around evenly. Of course, like anything we do here, it does not have to be perfect. Perfection is not the key. We just want to have fun doing this and learn how to make new recipes. And I will say, this is a carrot cake. Does it look like a traditional carrot cake? Heck no. because we cooked it in this pan that we have that is probably better for pies. But you know what? This is still gonna be delicious, and I don't really care what it looks like. I care what it tastes like. So here is our frosted, finished carrot cake. Now, time for the taste test. Okay, so I actually messed up here. I forgot I have that paper underneath there, which is to keep it from sticking, and it definitely feels like it did the job. I can feel the cake here is loose. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna grab this little edge of the cake here and slide it out of the pan. Get rid of that. And let's make sure we get our parchment paper off of here. I realized that as I cut in, I was like, oh, there is paper underneath there. I could definitely feel. So we'll just pull this out. At least it did its job, prevented it from sticking to the pan. Now, I'll release this piece that I had pre-cut. All right, time for the taste test. Here we go. That was good. That's really good. That's awesome. The frosting is really good. Cream cheese frosting is one of my favorite things, but this doesn't even really need it. The parts that don't have the frosting are still really good. It has that brown sugar in it, so the whole thing is sweet, but not too sweet. So the frosting just really adds to this. You don't necessarily need it, but it definitely rounds it out. Yo, that's good. Is this the best carrot cake recipe in the world? Definitely not. I mean, carrot cake can go so many different ways, and you can really put a lot of time and effort into making a super high quality carrot cake. This is basically the most basic version of carrot cake that we can make. So for being a carrot cake that requires no additional equipment like mixers and stuff like that, I think this is really, really good. However, you could definitely put a lot of time and effort into a carrot cake and make it super, super good. You could cut it in layers. The cream cheese frosting in a traditional carrot cake, it's like multi-layered with frosting in between. That would be really, really good with this because I think the frosting helps it out. The more you can get per bite really helps. But I really love this. I think that is a great first carrot cake for the Tucson Family Food Project. I hope you liked it. I hope you see how easy cream cheese frosting is to make. Now we could add maybe a little vanilla in there or something to give it a little more oomph if you wanted to, but really, really easy. Cream cheese, powdered sugar, frosting. So simple. I hope you all enjoyed this week's recipe. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I love, appreciate, and respect all of you, and I will see you right back here next week with another delicious recipe. So until next time, peace. I don't even feel bad because I'm eating carrots.